Hello, all, good evening, and welcome to the second series or the second playlist on data science. The first one being interview series, and the second one being free series on how to learn data science. Welcome to another session with me, Varun, on all about data science. I really hope you enjoyed this session. And in this session, we would be focusing, or in this playlist, we would be focusing on understanding what is data science and different topics of data science, which would go up to machine learning. So, guys, each and everyone who's interested or who's out there looking forward to learn data science to the best of your possibilities for free of cost, well, this is a small attempt to help you out on that pursuit. Well, the agenda would be or the agenda of this session or this video in particular would be to look at what is data science. uh, we also have tried to cover some cool projects that you could talk about in your interviews. We would also be talking about the different kinds of tools used and some frequently asked questions in your interviews. And to give you all a small introduction about myself, my name is Varun, and I started my work with SAP ABAP, moved on to SAP UI5, then started data science development, moved on to be a data science trainer, and currently I am also doing my data science training, and I also make rap videos, and you can find that on YouTube with the name Hyderabadi Chora, which is the same name of my Instagram. And all those of you who are interested to follow me or shoot up with questions on training, you can follow me on Instagram. And all those of you who are looking forward for complete training end to end, you could reach out to me on Instagram or on the mail ID or on the comment section below. So welcome, friends. Well, now that we've discussed, now that we already spoke so much about the introduction and what is the agenda, let's just go ahead and understand what exactly is data science. And if asked in an interview about what data science is, would you be able to define it or not? Well, honestly, there is no perfect definition of data science as such, but you can say that it is a multidisciplinary field which uses scientific methods and processes and algorithms and also systems to extract knowledge and insights from unstructured and structured data as well. Okay. And when you talk about data science, or when you talk about this field, to give it a perfect definition is very difficult. I would say that to give the definition of a data science is like to define a human being, where if a person A says someone with two hands and two legs is a human, and if someone else says that a person with conscious is human, well, I would say both of them are correct. Likewise, data science cannot be bound or cannot have just one stipulated narrow set of definition. I think it's too broad to explain things within just one sentence. Now, talking about what all does data science include? Well, to be very honest, data science includes a lot of modules or a lot of languages, guys. But we'll just keep it very easy and simple. And the four major parts are data analysis, deep learning, machine learning, and artificial intelligence. Though you have a lot of other parts that can be talked about, like you have Tableau, you have SAS, you have Apache Spark, you have Scala, you have Hadoop, you have big data, you have a lot of other things that get combined into the work frame of data science. But yet, when you talk about it on the broad perspective, you have data analysis, which covers data inspecting to cleaning to transforming and modeling. Then you have what is machine learning, in which you get insights from your data through application of some algorithms. Then you have deep learning, which is a much broader or a deeper part of machine learning, wherein we would be having usage of artificial neural networks. It would be more easy or rightful to say we would be using neural networks rather than saying ANN or CNN or RNN, right? And finally, we have artificial intelligence, which is a closest cut possible to human intelligence, right? So these are the four factors or the things that we have. But then when you talk about data science, there is a good number of people who get confused between data science and data analytics. And also, a lot of people say that data analyst is your first designation. So how would you be a data scientist? Well, to answer such questions, guys, data analyst is a narrower job role as compared to a data scientist. Data analyst majorly works on BI tools, that is business intelligence tools. It could be Power BI or Tableau. And he would be having intermediate skills on statistics and good programming skills on SQL. While his scope is micro, he would be also expected to be good at data visualization techniques, designing principles, and big data, which is mostly handling structured data. But when you talk about a data scientist, his goal, rather than using the existing information, is to discover new information and new outputs and new questions on the current problem. If that's point one, he would also search for engine explorations. A data scientist would be a very active role of machine learning and AI and big data, but this time it would be unstructured data as compared to what it is for data analysts. And data scientist role would be more macro in nature, and he would be focusing on data modeling, data predicting, advanced statistics, engineering, and all other stuff. So this is the prime difference between data scientists and data analysts. Then talking about the tools used, this is exactly what we were talking about just a while back. You have two development tools here, the first one being R and the second one being Python. And you have two functional or semi-functional or semi-developmental modules, which is SAS and Tableau. When you talk about R, R is one of the best statistical computing tools that you have available. But when you talk about Python would be able to facilitate a greater number of features or a greater number of deal as compared to our language. Python would be able to work on different things, right from data analysis to visualization to deep learning to machine learning to anything. As long as it is anything to do with data science, Python has the capability to handle it in a pretty soft manner. Then you have SaaS. SaaS is again an integrated software which is used for business intelligence and data management and predictive analysis. And finally, we have Tableau to call it an off. It is one of the most powerful and fastest growing data visualization tool used in BI industry today. So these are the four most important tools that each and everyone should know about when you want to take up data science. The next one that we have is what all are the fields or what all are the areas that you're available or that you're optional to. For example, you might be an MBA graduate, but you might be looking for a job in data science, which is not wrong. You might be from a BTech background or from an arts background. Well, guys, for all those people who have good inclination towards coding, and for all those people who are interested in learning basic mathematics, I think data science can still be a good option for you. Now, talking about the scope, here you're able to see that you could use it right from e-commerce to the health sector, to finance sector, to marketing, to sales, to social media, to automation. And even when you talk about automation or even when you talk about marketing, we can see that we use very basic applications to some real things like pilotless aircraft and self-driving cars. Like when I say real things, they really need a lot of research even now. And all that paradigm falls within data science only. So guys, it would be very wrong for us to say that data science is only to do with data analysis or playing around with data. It is much more than that narrow definition. Here I've just tried to copy paste some companies and the ratings of those companies with regards to hiring of data scientists. So here, I just wanted to take a look at the topmost companies. You have Accenture, you have Amazon, you have Apple, Facebook, Fidelity Investments, and Google. Well, all these companies work into different fields or perspectives of data science, which is the reason why I thought this kind of a broad palette should be able to give us an idea about what all are the plethora of options that we are open to. This is another interpretation of a data scientist versus data analyst. As you're able to see, the languages that a data scientist would be open to use would be R, SAS, Python, MATLAB, SQL, Pig, Spark, Hive. Oh my God, you name it, and you have it. And when you talk about the mindset of a data scientist, as you're able to see, it should be more towards understanding and exploration. You should be very curious to know new things. And when you talk about the role of a data analyst, it's more about collection, processing, and transformation of statistical data. And here, the mindset is like figure it out question. They should be able to solve the problem, right? And the languages here are a bit basic in nature. It has R, Python for data analysis, and then you have HTML, JavaScript, SQL, which are a mix of front end and easy command based languages, right? So these are, or I would say this is the basic difference between a data scientist and data analyst. And then to go with, you have a data architect and a data engineer. A data architect would be working on data warehousing solutions. He would be creating blueprints for your data management. He would be working on ETL, that is extraction, transformation, and loading of your spreadsheets or data set. And he would also work on integrating and centralizing your management systems. He would also be protecting your data sources and maintaining them. He would also be very actively getting involved in data modeling. So these are all what a data architect does. A data architect is a bit supervisor at work or senior at work as compared to data scientist. And then on top of all these, you have a data engineer, wherein he would be working on, construction testing of all the architectures that are created by a data architect. And data architect is also, parallelly called as a data modeler sometimes in some organizations. So if you come across any name as such, now you know what it is. So here we have some real interesting projects, that is to predict the age of Indian actors based on their data set. Now here I have, when I say a data set, my data set has 19,000 images, and it's got each and every actor, right from small, middle to top class actor. And I would be dividing this data set into testing and training. And the goal is to predict the age of the actors. The second one is to predict the impact of climate change on bird distribution using spatial data and machine learning. So here it is. I want to understand how are my birds moving or flocking based on the season, based on the pollution, based on climate, based on temperature, and other factors. So I have 4 decades of bird sighting information, and now based on this information, I would want to see how is the distribution changing over years. Then I would want to examine the relationship between heart rate and heart disease using logistic regression. That is, would heart disease, having any mild heart disease, increase your rate of heart attack or not? Or would higher heart rate mean higher heart disease? Or is there any relationship between heart rate and heart disease is what we're trying to explore in logistic regression. This is another example of how we use machine learning and data science. This one which you have here is a crime data set, and I want to check the criminal records, which contains 6.51 million rows and 22 columns. This is a multi-classification problem, and the data set that you would be using is Chicago Police Department, which is the CLEAR system. Okay, CLEAR is abbreviated as the Citizen Law Enforcement Analysis and Reporting System, and this is from the 2001 census, and we would be using this to find out how the criminal activities in Chicago are getting changed with respect from time to time. Now, guys, that we've come to an understanding about what data science is and how it can be used, let's look at the top 10 most frequently asked questions. That is, how, or these are the questions that you too must be having in mind when you thought that you would want to become a data scientist. That is, can I become a data scientist, or how would I qualify to become a data scientist? What is the average salary range of a data scientist? Well, guys, we really do not want to talk about the salary range, because no matter what, the salary range is definitely a bit higher as compared to other technologies right now. And will I get a salary hike after learning data science? Well, if you are a current working employee, as we all know that any new technology you learn will always give you a salary hike. But when you talk about data science, yes, because it is one of the niche technologies, I wouldn't hesitate saying that yes, you might have good chances of having a better salary as compared to other modules. Are too many people training to become data scientists? Well, there are a good number of people who are training to become data scientists, but then at the end of the day, all what matters is what's your quality and how good do you stand, or how much do you fare. The next one is how to prepare for data science interview. Well, guys, keep your concepts clear, keep your fundamentals right, and I think that should be more than enough. Do we need to know math to learn data science? Well, basics of math is an essential, and even if you don't know, people who are interested to learn can always learn. That should not be a problem. What are the roles or designations offered after learning data science? Well, we've just seen you have a plethora of options. You have data architect, you have data analyst, you have data scientist, you have data engineer. You have many options where you could go into. You have data modeler. So these are some of the few. Do we need to write any certification exam for data science? Is your ninth question. Well, a certification is not required, but if you are in an interview, even if you have a certification and if you're not able to answer basic questions, then I don't think it would give you any justification. And the last question is AI different from ML? Well, guys, artificial intelligence is definitely different from ML. Artificial intelligence is one step or two steps farther from machine learning. You have machine learning, you have deep learning, and then comes the concept of artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence basically tries to emulate human intelligence, or how we respond to situations is how, or is the goal of, to copy that is the goal of AI. So these are the top 10 frequently asked questions that I have come with, or that I have come across from freshers, or that I have come with when I was learning for data science. So if you have any more questions, guys, please feel free to ask or shoot your queries in the comment section below. And as said, if you're looking for any detailed training on data science, you can let me know on my Instagram account or on the YouTube section below in the comments box, or you could reach out to me on my mail ID as well. Thanks a lot for being there. This is me, Varun Rao, signing out. Hope you have enjoyed. Happy learning, everyone.